Continue to take pride and learn from Asa Mahan's leadership today.
Welcome in to Nicolay Field on the campus of Adrian College. Game 2 of this doubleheader is underway. First pitch from Colton Hicks, called strike at the knees. I'm Remington Gilniak alongside Dion Clark.
Hello.
Dion, want to go over what happened in Game 1?
Yeah, ending in Game 1 was a walk-off walk for Adrian. They got a 3-run comeback in the bottom of the 6th inning and then just loaded up the bases and got a really easy walk. Really good at seeing those pitches well.
The count quickly. 0-2 to the Charger leadoff man, Braxton Harston. That one sent out to second base. Meister fields, throw on to Davis at first base. And Hairston is retired to lead off the ball game here. As we'll take you around this Bulldog defense. In the outfield from left to right, it is Will Nemechek, Brock Hudick, and Jack Florig. In the infield, left to right is Isaac Jermu, Jesse Leyva, Carson Meister, and Connor Davies. Doing the catching today is Damon Harris, and on the mound for the Bulldogs is Colton Hicks. Showing bunt there is Ethan Bach. He's coming off a big Game 1 here. Hicks is ready. Damon Harris set up outside. The 0-1 is popped up. Should be an easy play for the shortstop Leyva. He camps under it. He'll make the grab. Quickly, 2 up, 2 down for Colton Hicks. Dion, you want to read off the lineup for the Chargers today?
Yeah, no problem. Starting off at the top of the lineup, you have Braxton Harston, then Ethan Bach, then Ethan Roth. Then you have Matt Reilly, then Jonathan Evans, Colin McCoffey, Jaden Camaro, Levi Schroeder, and then Joe Deschles to end out the lineup.
Jermu throws on to first to Davies, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Colton Hicks. Bulldogs getting ready to bat here in the bottom of the first. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics. Brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field here on the campus of Adrian College. Top of the first inning was 3 up, 3 down from Colton Hicks. But here we are in the bottom of the first inning. Bulldogs looking to keep up the hot bats. They scored 4 runs in the last 2 innings of Game 1 in this doubleheader. On the mound today for the Chargers will be Colin McAuliffe. McAuliffe, just watching him warm up. Dion, what are you seeing?
He's looking ready. He's trying to get loose. It is really cold out here, so this could cause problems if you're just not fully warm out here. Trying to get his control up. You saw a little off of the batter box fastball.
Seeing a lot of benders so far from McAuliffe. Kind of has a 3/4 arm motion, kind of short arms the ball, so expect to see a lot of spin from McAuliffe today. So if you're these Bulldogs hitters, you're really going to want to be up in the box, catch something out in front before it's able to break. And more importantly, when you do get a fastball in the zone, you're going to want to jump on it. Being in a breaking ball count is not going to be ideal. But as the Bulldogs get ready to hit, Dion, why don't you give us the lineup?
Yeah, starting off the lineup is going to be Brock Huddick, then Jack Florg, and then Jesse Leyva. Leyva had a really good first game in that in this doubleheader series. Then Connor Davies, Isaac Jermu, Corin Allen. Then you have Will Nemechek, then Damon Harris, and then Carson Meister inning out.
Now, it was a fairly different lineup than what we saw in Game 1. Obviously, Hudick, Leyva were the only two hitters that appeared in Game 1 of this doubleheader. So 7 new Bulldogs are in this lineup for Game 2. But this man right here, Brock Hudick, was not one of them. He, I don't want to say delivered the walk-off, but on the books, it is a walk-off RBI walk for Brock Hudick back in Game 1. But he was huge in that Game 1 effort. He singled to lead off the Bulldog half of the first inning, then tripled in the third, grounded out in the fourth, singled in the sixth, and walked in the seventh. So we are ready. Looks like we have music still playing, but it turns off now as Brock Hudick steps up to the plate to lead things off for the Bulldogs here in Game 2, facing Colin McAuliffe. First pitch from McAuliffe. Breaking ball, backdoor, called. Strike on the outside edge. It's like Hudick getting clarification from the umpire as to where exactly that pitch was and what the strike zone is going to look like for the next 7 innings of baseball here in Game 2. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a weak fly ball sent out to center field. This one may be trouble, but it's going to hang up for the center fielder, Jonathan Evans. Hudick is retired to lead off the ball game. There is one away now. It's going to bring up the right fielder, Jack Florg. Game 1, we saw Florg throw an inning out of the bullpen. It's an efficient 10-pitch inning that had a strikeout. Set down the Chargers in order last game, but is no slouch of a hitter himself. First pitch to him. Breaking ball sent out to right field. Shallow coming in as the right fielder. This may be trouble. It's going to get down. Florg takes the turn around first, trying to get back, and he will. Florg gets things started for the Bulldogs here with a 1-out single.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Florg already has a .391 batting average here. So getting that good little pop-up, trying to get it right shallow, close to the line, it was really good for him.
It's going to bring up Jesse Leyva. The Bulldog shortstop today had a big Game 1, as Dion mentioned. He's going to take ball 1 just outside. Looked like a little slider/cutter. I'm going to say that one was a cutter. As we've seen the breaking ball so far from McAuliffe, a lot more sweeping action to it. That one a little bit more firm, but still has that late break to it. As the one was going to miss down low. It's going to be blocked by Matt Reilly. Reilly back for his second straight game behind the plate. And I got to say, I am not envious of him as a former catcher myself. Back-to-back games back there can be pretty rough. As the 2-0 is going to be a front door breaking ball from McAuliffe for a called strike 1. Going to move things to 2-1 now to Leyva. Florg, the runner off of first. Decent speed over there. McAuliffe comes set. Here's the 2-1. Fastball misses down and away. Scooped up out of the dirt by Reilly. Good stop by him. Count's going to move to 3-1. As after a slow start for the Bulldog bats in Game 1, they really came alive late. So be interested to see if those bats are able to keep it swinging here in Game 2. 3-1 to Leyva. Fouled away. Good breaking ball. Sharp pitch there from McAuliffe. Really started out in the middle of the plate. Ended probably about 2 to 3 balls off the plate. Leyva already committed to the swing. He's able to tap that one away. Foul. Count moves to 3-2. Florg may be running here. McAuliffe comes set. Here's the 3-2. Swinging a ground ball set out to third base. He's going to throw on to first base, and Leyva is retired. It's a 5-3 putout for the Charger. That's going to bring up Connor Davies. But before that happens, we're going to give you the defense for the Chargers today. Outfield left to right is Joe Pescick, Jonathan Evans, and Braxton Harston. In the infield left to right is Ethan Roth, Jaden Camaro, Ethan Bach, and Levi Schroeder. Doing the catching today is Matt Reilly. And on the mound, of course, is Colin McAuliffe. That's going to bring up Davies. Runner on second, 2 away. McAuliffe gets assigned, comes set. First pitch. Backdoor breaking, a called strike once again.
Yeah, no, it seems like this batter's box here it's starting to get a little open. Umpires getting a little more lenient. That was a pretty far out pitch, but it's going to be called a strike.
As that one's going to be popped up left side into foul ground. Roth comes over, camped underneath of it, and he's going to hang on to that one in foul ground. Bulldogs threaten but do not score here in the first inning. It's no runs on 1 hit. We've played 1 here at Nicolay Field. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruitment tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Top of the second, being ready to play. Both teams failed to score in the first inning as Colton Hicks is back for his second inning of work today. If you watched game 1, said at the top of the broadcast that head coach Josh Knorr came in with a pitching game plan. This is a non-conference series, so you really don't want to be taxing out your pitchers, but you still want to get them work. As an NCBA baseball team, you really only play on weekends. So if you don't pitch a certain weekend, it's going to be kind of tough to get back ready into game action just a week later. So it's starting out, it's going to be Colton Hicks. I would have to imagine he has maybe one more inning after this one before he moves into some other guys. But before that, he's still got to get through these Chargers. And leading off for the Chargers this inning is going to be their catcher, Matt Reilly. Hicks into the motion. First pitch to Reilly. Called. Strike on the inside corner.
Yeah, that was a really good strike by Reilly. Or not really. Heiss.
0-1 from Hicks. Swinging a ground ball. Foul. Sent on the third base line. Third base coach unable to make the play. His boys are giving him some business from the dugout over there, smiling about it. As, he's probably the one that yells at them for missing ground balls, but oh, how the turntables here. He's going to miss that one. Count 0-2 to Reilly. Hicks turns, kicks, fires. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses just above the zone there. Count's going to move to 1-2. Hicks a guy, he's not going to blow you away with the fastball. He's more of a pitch to contact, missed barrels type of guy. As the 1-2 comes in, that one's going to miss just above the zone once again. Back-to-back high fastballs from Hicks. A little surprised we didn't see any off-speed there. Hicks looking in for the sign, gets the one he wants. Goes in the motion, turns, kicks, fires. Here's the 2-2 to Reilly. Swing and a miss. He got him on strikes, gave Reilly the bender. Hicks gets his first strikeout of the ball game, and there is one away here in the top of the second. Going to bring up the center fielder, Jonathan Evans now. Evans had a solid game 2. Went 2 for 4 with an RBI in that one. First pitch to him. Big breaking ball. Sent out in the air to left field. Not deep. Out goes Leyva. He will make the grab. 2 up, 2 down here in the second inning, and 5 up, 5 down overall for Hicks, as he is just keeping the pitch count down and mowing down these Charger hitters. It's going to bring up the pitcher, Colin McAuliffe. McAuliffe just pitched a scoreless first inning, looking to give him himself some run support here in the top of the second inning. Hicks goes into the motion. First pitch to McAuliffe. Swinging a line drive down to second base. Meister fields on the short hop at the waist. Throw over to Davis at first. And McAuliffe is retired. Back-to-back 1-2-3 innings for Hicks. No runs. It is scoreless after 1.5. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Looking to become a future Bulldog and get recruited by Adrian College? Do you display characteristics of tenacity, drive, and determination? With over 50 teams on campus, there are plenty of opportunities to further both your athletic and academic career. For all recruiting inquiries, head to www.adrianbulldogs.com and click on the Recruitment tab at the top right of your screen. Your future with the Bulldogs is closer than ever.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field here on the campus of Adrian College. It is a gloomy and brisk Saturday afternoon. We are in Game 2 of a doubleheader between the Hillsdale College Chargers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. If you missed Game 1, Bulldogs took that one 7-6 on a walk-off walk. I was going to say from the bat, but I guess of the eye of Brock Hudick. As the Bulldogs get ready to bat here in the bottom of the second inning, it is going to be Isaac Jermu, Corwin Allen, and Will Nemechek, the three Bulldog hitters. It's going to be Colin McAuliffe back to work. And Dion, what did you see from McAuliffe in his first inning?
McAuliffe's been doing really well, trying to get these pitches a little on the side of the batter's box. The umpire's being a little lenient with these calls and just trying to get them there and make sure Adrian can't hit him too well.
You know, I do agree with you. You know, the strike zone may be a little expanded from what we saw in Game 1. Yes, it's a different umpire, but it's the same crew. You know, these guys have been out here for a few hours now. It is not warm, let me tell you. We have the screen up here in the broadcast booth closed for a reason. The wind has really picked up. It is pretty strong blowing out to right field right now. So a lot of these Bulldog lefties, if they're able to elevate something, you know, they're going to get a little help from Mother Nature. As Isaac Jermu steps into the box, first pitch to him is going to be just below the zone. Ball one to Jermu. Well, we've really seen McAuliffe, anytime a lefty's up, he's throwing that backdoor breaking ball. But against the righties, haven't seen much out of him, as the 1-0 is going to be a called strike one on the outside corner. Look at the fastball from McAuliffe. With the type of arm action that McAuliffe features, you're not really going to see anything that goes straight against him. Everything's going to move in one direction or the other. 1-1, just off the outside edge. Count moves to 2-1.
Yeah, there's been a lot of those edge pitches, a little in, a little out. You would want to see some different pitches. And
it's being lined out to center field. The center fielder, Evans, is going to pull up on that one. It's going to drop in front of him. Isaac Jermu gets things started here in the bottom of the second inning. Lead-off hit for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me from Jermu. Jermu already with this 3.33 batting average, and with the different place pitch coming from Really, then it would just send it right there, shallow center field.
He's going to bring up the designated hitter, Corwin Allen. He's going to sky that one out to left center field. Left fielder coming in. He'll field it off to the side on the run. Allen is retired on one pitch. Jermu retreats back to first base. One away here in the bottom of the first inning for the Bulldogs. It's going to bring up the the left fielder, Will Nemechek. Nemechek hasn't gotten a ton of run this year, but in a non-conference series like this, you're typically going to see a guy like Nemechek who's been stashed on the bench all year. Very, very seldom opportunities for him, but gets the start today, and I'm sure, Dion, he's looking to make an impact here.
Oh, definitely. You don't get too much time, and he wants to make sure his impact is strong and seen.
As he's off to a good start in this at-bat, is McAuliffe falls behind him, 2-0. Jermu still the runner at first base. Not a big lead over there. Probably a good 3 steps off the bag. Here's the 2-0. Called strike, outside edge. Went with the fastball there. Definitely a two-seamer off the hand of McAuliffe. Kind of starts on that chalk, breaks back over the plate. Good job presenting it by Really. Count moves to 2-1. Wow. Jermu with a big jump. They're going to do a snap throw. Jermu back in, kind of caught him napping over there.
Yeah.
You know, Jermu had a great jump coming off of first. Kind of surprised he didn't take off. He just kind of did a giant secondary, kind of walked back, and the catcher really almost caught him sleeping. Counts 3-1 in Nemechek. Now it's popped up. It's going to get out of play. Fouled on the first base line.
You know, you talked about how Jermu was kind of caught sleeping, and we've been seeing that a lot, especially in that first game of this doubleheader.
So the count is full to Nemechek. 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless game. Here's the payoff. Allen's going to get fouled off. Back into play once again. Good AB here from Nemechek. Was ahead in a good hitter's count. Gets a couple decent pitches to hit. Mostly pitcher's pitches, though, so doing a great job of staying alive here. Trying to buy a better one. Count is 3-2. Jermu off of first. He's going to take off for second, and that one's going to miss in the dirt. Ball 4 for Nemechek. It's a good AB from him. It's going to be 2 on, 1 out for the Bulldog catcher, Damon Harris.
Yeah, really good eye by Will. Just being able to see all these pitches. Really, these pitches have been a little over the place, a little outside, down low, but he's able to keep it there and get the walk.
First pitch to Harris. He's going to sky that one out to center field. Not deep. Evan camped underneath it. Jermu not tagging. He'll put the squeeze on it, throw that one back in. Harris is retired in 1 pitch. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Carson Meister now. As Dion, you spoke a little bit of the command from McAuliffe. You know, it's been a tale of 2 stories for McAuliffe. He's already had 3 one-pitch outs, but he's had multiple at-bats already go over 7 pitches. So at the end of the day, he's averaging 3 to 4 pitches per plate appearance, which is an exceptional rate as a pitcher.
Yeah.
First pitch to Meister is a called strike on the inside edge. Jermu getting huge over there at second base.
Yeah, no, I've been noticing him. He's been getting way more aggressive. I think ever since he got caught sleeping, he's trying to make sure he's on his toes. He's trying to make sure he can show some more aggressiveness, especially with these 2 outs here.
You know, in game 1, we really saw the Bulldog base runners kind of abuse this pitcher and catcher duos. That one's going to be line in left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Here comes Jermu around third, and he is going to score. Carson Meister gets it done for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the second inning. RBI single brings in Jermu. Bulldogs strike first here in the bottom of the second inning. It is 1-0 Bulldogs.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. The amount of aggressiveness and the lead that Jermu had, that was easily going to be an easy run-in for him.
You know, it wasn't hit extremely hard, kind of got it off the end of the bat, but able to kind of just use enough muscle to bloop it into left field, and it wasn't hit hard enough to even put a decent throw to get Jermu. So now the Bulldogs still in business, first and second, 2 outs. Brock Hudick at the play. He will watch ball 1 off the outside edge. Nemechek, the runner at second. Meister off of first. A lot of speed on the bases right now. The 1-0 misses down and in. Hudick ahead in this one. It is 2-0. McAuliffe gets the sign, comes set. Nemechek, big lead on second base. Here's the 2-0 to Hudick. Fastball misses up and away. Ball 3. Hudick came up back in the first, flew out to center field. Caught a barrel just a little bit out in front. He's in a great spot here. 3-0 with 2 on, 2 out. Bulldogs already 1 scored in the inning. Here's the 3-0. Taking all the way. Called strike, but it's going to get by the catcher. It's going to allow the runners to move into second and third here with 2 away.
Yeah, this is definitely going to add some pressure to Really. He's already given up 1 run, and now you have 1 runner in scoring position. If he gets one good pitch is sent into shallow center field, right field, left field, it's an easy run.
3-1 to Hudick. Swinging a tap foul at the plate. Hudick way out in front of that one. Kind of see him smile there. He knew he missed one. Pretty much that's a fastball in Hudick's happy zone right there. It was middle in. It's a 2-seamer that's going to run right into his barrel. Hudick was on it, just a little out in front, just able to tap that away. So the count full. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive. Foul. Down the right field line. Oh, couple feet over, and Hudick standing on third with a pair of RBIs. Instead, the count's going to remain full. McAuliffe looks in for the sign, gets the one he wants. Comes set, second and third. Full count to Hudick. Here's the payoff. Swinging a fly ball, set out to right field. Not deep. In comes Hairston, and he will make the grab. Bulldogs have a successful inning. They get 1 run on 2 hits. We've played 2 here at Nicolay Field. Bulldogs lead it 1-0. We will head to the top of the 3rd inning here on ACTV.
10 years ago, Adrian College Television set out on a mission to bring the excitement, the passion, and the unforgettable moments of Bulldog athletics to fans everywhere. From the field to the court, from nail-biting finishes to championship victories, ACTV has been there to capture it all.
Yeah, Jordan Spear, happy birthday, buddy. I'm sure.
This year, we celebrate a decade of dedication, 10 years of innovation, teamwork, and delivering the energy of Adrian College straight to your screen. Here's to the next chapter of ACTV, because at Adrian College, the story is just beginning.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field here on the campus of Adrian College. We've played 2 so far. Bulldogs strike first in this one. It is 1-0 here on the top of the 3rd inning. Colton Hicks back out for his 3rd and likely last inning of work. He has been 6 up, 6 down so far for the Bulldogs. Going to be the shortstop, Jaden Camaro, leading things off in this one. Hicks into the motion. First pitch to him. Big, slow changeup. Drops into the strike zone. Called strike 1.
Yeah, you pointed out how this might be Hicks' last inning, but he did have a pretty strong 2nd inning with a strikeout, too.
0-1 to Camaro. Fastball spiked in the dirt. Unable to be picked out by Harris. Grab a new baseball. Get ready to go again. Count moves to 1-1. Now, Hicks, not known for the strikeouts, but when he needs them, he can pitch to get a strikeout. He's a very smart pitcher, knows how to set up hitters, and really knows how to execute a pitch. 1-1 to Camaro. Fastball misses above the letters. Count moves to 2-1. Hicks already back out on the rubber once again. Shakes, gets the one he wants. Goes into the motion, turns, kicks, fires. Here's the 2-1 to Camaro. Fastball again, misses up. We saw this last game with Allen Ball. Early on in the game, just unable to locate the fastball, not finishing the pitches, leaving a lot of things up as he falls behind. 3-1 to Camaro. Here's the pitch. Called, strike, center cut fastball. Camaro probably should have taken a pass at that one. Hicks shakes, gets the one he wants. Glove comes up, down to the waist. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him out on strikes. Got Camaro way out in front of the changeup there. It is 7 up, 7 down to start out the ball game for Colton Hicks.
Yeah, Hicks worked his way back in beautifully. I would have said that if he would have had one more ball, he should just try to go for a low fastball, something that people could see well, just to hit it to either shortstop or second base to get a good double play going.
So in steps Levi Schroeder, the Charger first baseman, as he's going to take ball 1 just off the inside edge there. Here's the 1-0 to Schroeder. Swinging a line drive down the right field line, slicing, but it's going to go out of play, foul. Into the construction site, again, where they are building that new athletic dome. Dean, I don't know about you. I cannot wait for that thing to be finished.
Yeah, definitely. Glad nobody was working there right there. Somebody's head would have been taken off.
So count now 1-1 on Schroeder. Colton gets the one he wants. Goes in the motion. Here's the 1-1. Fastball spiked in the dirt. Picked out by Harris. Count moves to 2-1. Outfielders for the Bulldogs, fairly shallow. Actually, very shallow, especially compared to what we kind of saw last game from them. And I think that's a smart strategic move by head coach Josh Knorr. As a 2-1, it's a big bender from Hicks. Drops into the zone for a called strike 2. Hicks looking for his 2nd consecutive strikeout and 3rd overall for the game. Gets the sign, turns, kicks, fires. Here's the 2-2. And just misses. I'm assuming they're going to say that missed low. It's tough to tell up and down from here, but man, that one looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. I would have probably called that one a strike.
Here comes the 3-2 from Hicks. Swing a ground ball, set out to Meister at second base. Fields at the chest, flip over to Davies at first. And another Chargers retire. That's 8 up, 8 down to lead off the ball game here, as it's been weak contact after weak contact so far from Hicks.
Yeah, no, Hicks has been working himself really well with these at-bats. He may give up maybe a ball or two, but he can immediately get it back to a 2-2 count.
It's going to bring in Joe Pescick, the 9-hitter today, and a little sword there from Pescick. It was a beautiful change from Hicks. That one started pretty much at the waist, ended up at the shins of Pescick. Now, we didn't see Pescick play in Game 1, but here gets the start in left field for Game 2. As Hicks is already ahead of him 0-1. Here's the pitch. Big bender. Finishes in the middle of the plate. It's going to move to 0-2. Hicks looking to end off, well, likely end off his outing for a strikeout here, as he's been sensational so far through 8 batters. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a tap foul at the plate. Hicks beat him on That looked like the fastball there. Most likely wanted that up in the zone. Ended up in the zone. But Pechik only puts a weak swing on it. Barely taps it away. Count remains 0-2. Hicks gets the sign from Harris. Shakes. Gets the one he wants. Glove comes up to the chin. Goes in the motion. Turns, kicks, fires. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball misses way down and in to the Charger left fielder, Pechik. Harris unable to keep that one in front of him as Pechik kind of dives out of the way a little bit, avoids it. Probably should have worn that one. That's about a 60-mile-an-hour curveball. Wouldn't have felt much there. But here's the 1-2 from Hicks. And rev up the chainsaw. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Hicks catches Pechik looking to end the third. He goes 9 up, 9 down. Chargers go 1-2-3 in the top of the third. We've played 2.5 here at Nicolay Field. Bulldogs lead it 1-0. You are watching Club Baseball on Adrian College TV.
I'm a special ed social worker.
And I'm a third-year public affairs major.
I'm an action filmmaker.
I'm a recent graduate from Michigan State University.
I'm an underwater cinematographer.
So I didn't really decide I wanted to become a pilot till after college.
Jevy is like a consolidated platform where I could have focused information in a couple swipes.
Involve yourself as many opportunities that you can.
The number one most important thing is knowing your own weaknesses. Proper planning.
Breakfast.
It's always something different, something new.
The fact that you can be another small voice that adds to a beautiful space. That's what I'm here for.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Here for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Hillsdale College Chargers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. Bulldogs took Game 1 of this series 7-6 and are currently leading Game 2 1-0 after 2.5. It'll be Colin McAuliffe back out for his third inning of work today. It's been solid so far. In 2 innings, has only allowed 1 run on 3 hits. But he's going to be tasked with a tough challenge here in the third inning. It's going to be 2-3-4 for the Bulldogs. That's Jack Florig, Jesse Leyva, and Connor Davies.
Yeah, no, Jack Florig has so far been hitting immaculately. A 3.91 ERA with a 5.22 slugging percentage.
First pitch to Florig. That's going to be skied out into left field. Pechik camps underneath it, and he'll put the squeeze on it. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning for McAuliffe as Florig is retired. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Jesse Leyva.
Yeah, Leyva's been doing well, too. We saw him in the first game. And here in this next game, with a 4.09 batting average, with a 4.09 slugging percentage.
Leyva back in the first, grounded out to third base. That moved Florig into scoring position. But unable to get the run in was Connor Davies. As that one, hot shot to third base.
Wow.
But right at Ethan Roth over there. Leyva didn't even get the bat out of his hands as, man, that ball was smoked.
Yeah, no, that was beautiful. That was just nothing but pure instincts coming from Ethan Roth. Got down low, thought it was coming at his head, but he's able to get the ball into his glove.
So here are 2 pitches, 2 outs in the bottom of the third for McAuliffe. That's going to bring up Connor Davies. First pitch to him is going to miss inside. You know, pretty much an automatic take there for any hitter. You cannot have a 3-pitch inning in baseball. That is something as a hitter you just cannot allow to happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
1-0 to Davies. It's going to miss down low. Count's going to move to 2-0 now. Davies popped up to shortstop his last time up. He's ready here. Count 2-0. McAuliffe, the pitch. Fastball misses up and away. Count's going to move to 3-0 now. You know, 2 outs, nobody on. Your 4-hitter up. Wouldn't be surprised if the green light's on from head coach Josh Knorr. You know, as a 2-out walk, you know, puts a guy on first, but, you know, no shot of getting in a scoring position as he is taking, but it's a 3-0 breaking ball from McAuliffe. Does get it over the plate. Count's going to move to 3-1. If Davies were to reach, it is Isaac Jermu on deck. McAuliffe comes set. Here's the 3-1. That one's going to miss inside. Davies work himself a walk.
That was good by Davies. He kind of did do a check, but it wasn't called, and he's able to just easily get that walk there.
That's going to bring up Isaac Jermu, who lined a single for his last at-bat, led off the second with a hit. He's going to call time, and the umpire is going to grant it. Little surprise there, as McAuliffe was pretty much already into the motion, as he has been working quick all throughout this one. Here it comes, first pitch to Jermu. Fastball misses above the zone. It's like maybe a spike from McAuliffe caught on the mound there as he finished way on the third base side of the rubber there. McAuliffe looks in, gets the sign, comes set, checks on the runner at first base. That one's going to miss down in the dirt. Again, McAuliffe is kind of falling over on the mound. I'm curious to know if he's slipping. It's not been raining, so I don't anticipate there being water out there. Maybe it's just the spikes getting caught. The 2-0 to Jermu, sent out on the ground third base. Roth fields. He'll throw into first base, and the ball's going to be dropped. It is dropped at first base. That is Levi Schroeder, and that's going to allow Jermu to reach here with 2 away. And just like that, the Bulldogs are in business. 2 on, 2 out. That's going to bring up Corwin Allen.
That's got to hurt. Getting such a routine ball and just dropping it there. You could have ended the inning, but now you're still here. This could be a chance for the Bulldogs to mount up some runs.
Here's the first pitch to Allen. That's a called strike. Pretty much a center cut fastball there to Allen. Allen flew out to left field, his last plate appearance. But here with 2 on and 2 out, looking to extend this Bulldog lead in bottom of the third inning. Next pitch, fastball on the outside edge is going to be fouled back to the screen. Count's going to move to 0-2 already on Allen. Got to imagine here we've seen a lot of breaking balls from McAuliffe that you're going to want to start that bender on the outside corner and have it finish well off the plate here. 0-2. Swinging a line drive into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Davies around third. They're going to send him. Here's the throw to the plate. And they got him. Davies is meat at the dish. It was a great throw by the center fielder, Jonathan Evans. Bulldogs threatened once again, but a great throw by Evans stops that from happening. Bulldogs lead this one 1-0. We've played 3 here at Nicolay Field. You're watching Club Baseball here on ACTV.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Top of the 4th inning here in Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Hillsdale College Chargers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. It's a new pitcher in the game for the Bulldogs. That is number 4, Joseph Postma. Postma, senior for the Bulldogs, has been a part of the staff for a very long time. Pitching to his good buddy, Damon Harris, is a very experienced battery. A lot of innings spent on the same field together. So definitely a sense of comfort for Postma out there right now. So here it's going to be 1-2-3 for the Chargers here in the top of the 4th. First pitch from Postma. That one scooped up into the dirt and makes it all the way up here to the booth. You know, if this net wasn't here, that one would have made its way into the booth. It's going to be ball 1 to Braxton Harston.
Yeah, I think I would have been able to get that one if they would have came in here.
Here's the 1-0 from Postma. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. You know, anytime you kind of see that line drive straight back to the screen, that's how you know a hitter's on your fastball. It was the 2-seamer from Postma there. It was middle, slightly elevated at the letters. And like I said, Harston was on it. It was right back to the screen. So curious to see what Postma does here on the 1-1. Here's the pitch. Swinging a tap foul. Sent straight back towards his own dugout. It was the bender there from Postma. Looked like the slider or the curveball. Harston way out in front of it. It's going to move the count to 1-2 now.
Yeah, Harston's seeing these pitches really well. If I was Postma, I would just get something that looks solid but really low. Try to get it to my fielders.
The 1-2, cut on and missed. Fastball off the outer edge. Gets Harston swinging. Bulldog pitching. 10 up, 10 down here to start game 2.
Yeah, so far the pitching staff of the Bulldogs have been absolutely amazing. You first had Hicks in these first 2 innings, or 3 innings, and getting 3 or 4 strikeouts, if I'm correct. And now you have Postma already starting off with the strikeout.
It's going to bring up Ethan Bach for the Chargers. First pitch, tapped foul, straight behind home plate. Postma ahead of another one in his 0-1. Now, final line score for Hicks in this one. It was 3 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts for Hicks. 9 up, 9 down for him. Bach shows bunt, gets that one, and it's a beauty down the third base line. Jermu has it, but no play. Even has a chance of being made. It is going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Chargers. It's a bunt hit from Ethan Bach, and it's like Isaac Jermu maybe limping a little bit after that play. Did you catch anything of the Dion?
No, I didn't see much, but Ethan Bach, really smart for him to do the bunt there. It seems like all these pitches have been fouled off, tipped off. It seems like Postma was expecting them to just try to swing at him, and Bach just knew, let me get this bunt down right in the middle of all 3 of the pitcher, third baseman, and the catcher.
That one's going to be laced into right field. That's going to get down, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. The speedy Bach around second. He's around third. They're going to send him home. The throw in from Flooring. Meister fields. He's going to throw to third, but there's not going to be a play to be made. It is going to be an RBI triple for Ethan Roth. Beautiful by Roth. We've been talking about how Postma's pitches have been seen a bit more. People are getting fouls on them, tips on them, and there we go. We already have a deep right line drive. I mean, that was you tried to go backdoor two-seamer there to Roth, and just kind of ran back onto the plate straight into the barrel of Roth, and Roth perfectly on time with it, as the same pitch was thrown right there to Matt Reilly's, and it's going to be a called strike 1. Runner on third, 1 away. Tie ball game here in the top of the 4th inning. Postma gets the sign, goes into the motion. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a line drive back to the screen. Postma ahead, 0-2. Bulldog infield in standard depth, a little bit early in the game to really try to cut down that run. So unless anything's hit super hard to Jermu specifically, they're going to be getting the out at 1 here. The 0-2, swung and fouled back out of play again into the parking lot. Maybe got a chance at hitting the car. Doesn't sound like it, though, as we did hear that in game 1. Someone's car was hit by a foul ball.
Hopefully mine doesn't get hit this game.
Postma already back again, ready. 0-2, here's the pitch to Reilly. Swing and a miss. He got him out on strikes. It was the slider. And it was a good one at that. Started in the middle, ended off the plate. Reilly out in front, swung right over top of it. Big strikeout there from Postma, his 2nd of the inning so far. And he's 1 out away of limiting the damage here in the top of the 4th. And first pitch to Evans is going to be fouled away. Evans 0 for 1 of the day, popped up the shortstop his last time up. Postma comes set, gets the sign from Harris. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a ground ball, sent out to Meister at second. He fields, throwing to Davis at first, and Evans is retired. It was 1 run on 2 hits for the Chargers here in the 4th. They tie things up. We've played 3.5 here at Nicolay Field. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics. Brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field. But before we get back to the action, we want to remind you to stay connected with all the action by following at Adrian College TV on social media. From game highlights to campus events, we have got you covered. Don't miss a moment. Follow at Adrian College TV today. We got a 1-1 tie here heading into the bottom of the fourth inning. We're going to have a new pitcher on the mound here for the Chargers as McAuliffe's day is done. I believe on the mound, as soon as I can figure out who this is, looks like Jonathan Evans, the former center fielder, is going to be out there. New, it's a left-hander. I believe the only left-hander on this Chargers staff, as in center field, someone's going to have to replace him, and I'm pretty sure that's McAuliffe that's going to move out into center. So a little bit of a few defensive changes so far for the Chargers. They've played good defense so far today. I mean, one error here in this game, and that was, of course, the first baseman, Levi Schroeder. But overall, it's been a solid defensive effort from really both teams. I mean, the Bulldogs had an error in game one. But, I mean, we have seen games where teams will commit 4 to 5 errors in a game. So I'm sure only one error across 7 innings of baseball, I'm sure that's something that head coach Josh Knorr is, he's not going to get too upset over.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you pointed out how this is the only left-handed pitcher on the Chargers pitching staff. And this will be an adjustment for the Bulldogs. They've been seeing right-handers all game, and especially with that first game. So now it's going to be a different point from where this pitch is being released.
So it's going to be 7, 8, and 9 due up in the home half of the fourth inning for the Bulldogs. That is Will Nemechek, Damon Harris, and Carson Meister. Nemechek drew a walk in a lengthy one at that in his first plate appearance in this one. So Evans and Reilly having a little tea party at the mound. Looks like they got things sorted out. And we are once again ready for action here in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a brand new ball game as the Chargers tie things up in the top half of this inning. It is 1-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. Evans gets the sign, goes into the windup. First pitch to Nemechek. Fastball misses well, up and away for ball 1. Quickly into the motion once again. Evans swinging a check swing inside. It's going to be called a ball. No appeal. Count moves to 2-0. A little surprised at no appeal there. There's the 2-0. Fastball misses just above the letters. Pretty tight strike zone now as Evans falls behind the first batter he faces. 3-0.
Yeah, no, definitely.
3-0 to Nemechek. Called. Strike. Center cut fastball. At the knees. Count's going to move to 3-1. Takes sign on all the way there. The bat never left Nemechek's shoulder. Here's the 3-1. Swinging a foul tip into the gloves. Swung on and missed. Count moves to 3-2. Great job by Evans to battle back into this. Now it's 1 strike away. Here's the 3-2. Fastball's going to miss outside. It's going to be another walk for Will Nemechek, his second of the ball game. It's going to be a leadoff base runner for the Bulldogs. That's going to bring up the catcher, Damon Harris. Little fake throw there from Evans. Again, first lefty we've seen, so interesting to see how the Bulldogs attack a left-hander on the mound, especially on the bases. First pitch to Harris, center cut fastball, called, strike 1. So it's Nemechek leading off a third. Or leading off a first, sorry. Damon Harris in the box. He comes set. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Throw on to second base. And not in time. Nemechek steals second base. Not a bad throw there by Reilly. But Nemechek got a great jump off of first and easily makes it to second.
Yeah, no, this is going to come back. We saw the aggressive base running in the earlier innings, and it seems like we're going to get it back. Nemechek already with the great steal. He may even go for another one here.
1-1 to Harris, misses down low in the dirt. I mean, you said it. We may see another one here. I mean, they are nowhere near the second base bag. Basically letting Nemechek get as far as he wants off of the bag. Here's the 2-1 to Harris. Fastball misses well above the zone. Another 3-ball count here for Evans as it's 3-1 to Harris. Evans gets the sign, comes set. Checks the runner, goes into the motion. Here's the 3-1. Another center cut fastball, called strike. I'm sure Harris wants that one back. Count's going to move to 3-2.
It seems like Evans, when he gets up below in these counts, he just starts striking. So I think the Bulldogs need to start swinging.
Ground ball sent out to second base. Sliding stop. It's going to go under his glove. Here comes Nemechek around third. Throw to the plate is not in time. Harris moves into second base. He's going to have himself a leadoff double as that throw went in and hit Harris. Looks like he's all right. I think it got him on the helmet.
Yeah, that's the reason why we do wear helmets here in baseball.
So Harris into second base. I believe that is going to go as an RBI single. And then he advances on the throw home. Nonetheless, it's an RBI hit for Harris. Bulldogs move out in front 2-1 here in the bottom of the fourth and are still in business.
Yeah, no, I was stating how, when Evans gets below in these counts, he starts getting deeper in these strikes. He wants to get these calls, and Harris just swings for it. Luckily, it does go under the second baseman's glove, and it allows for an RBI single here.
Now, we saw Bach made a really nice play in game one. So it was from this angle, it's really tough to tell if he ended up making that play. But then it made it pretty obvious when the right fielder, Harston, started going over to get the ball. First pitch to Meister was fouled away. Count 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Skied out, shallow center field. This may be trouble. Bit of a weird read. Harris is going to fake the tag as McAuliffe decides to throw that one in sidearm into center field. They're trying to mess with Harris with the hidden ball trick, obviously. Harris too smart of a player to fall for that one. One away in the inning. It's going to turn the lineup over to Brock Hudick.
Yeah, no, that hidden ball trick, I just think he didn't sell it enough. Maybe he should get some acting classes.
I'm not too familiar with the curriculum at Hillsdale College, but I can tell you he's certainly not a theater major. As the first pitch from Hudick, fouled away down the left field line. So Harris leading off a second in a 2-1 ball game. Bulldogs lead it here in the fourth inning. Here's the pitch to Hudick. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good stop by really the catcher. Harris forced to stay at second base. Count 1-1 to Hudick. Harris having some fun on the base paths there. So we got a little discussion going on out there. Pitch to Hudick. Swinging a ground ball sent out to second base. Bach fields, throw on to Schroeder at first, and Hudick is retired. It's going to move Harris over to third base with 2 outs. It's going to bring up the Bulldog right fielder, Jack Florig. Florig has hit the ball in the air both times. One of them fell for a hit. The other found a glove. So he's 1 for 2 on the day. Looking for a second hit here. Trying to get Harris home from third. Bulldogs lead it 2-1. We're in the bottom of the fourth. First pitch is off the plate, off the outside corner for ball 1.
Yeah, you mentioned how this strike zone, it seems like it's getting tighter, smaller, and you can definitely see it there.
That would look pretty good from up here. Bulldogs might have caught a break there. The 1-0 is snagged by the pitcher, Evans. Throw on to Schroeder at first. Florig is retired. Bulldogs put up another one here in the bottom of the fourth inning. They lead it 2-1. We've played 4 here at Nicolay Field. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Bulldog fans, welcome to the home of Adrian College Athletics. Brought to you by Adrian College Television. Follow us on social media to be connected to the latest broadcasts, news, highlights, and more. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. ACTV's social media handle is at Adrian College TV on all platforms. Thank you to all of our fans who tune in to support us at ACTV.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
welcome back to Nicolay Field here for Game 2. This doubleheader between the Hillsdale College Chargers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. We've played 4 so far. Bulldogs currently lead at 2-1 after scoring in the bottom of the 4th inning on a Damon Harris RBI single. But it's going to be a new pitcher. Postma's day is done. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 run on 2 hits, while striking out 2. Andrew Walker is going to take the mound here for the Bulldogs. We saw him in the starting lineup in Game 1 as a third baseman. But here gets the chance to pitch. Warm-up throw from Harris goes down to second base. And we are ready for action here in the top of the 5th inning. Due up for the Chargers, it is going to be Colin McAuliffe, Jaden Camaro, and Levi Schroeder. Now, looking into the stands, we did have a decent amount of people here for Game 1, but it looks like the cold weather got to a lot of people as it's thinned down on both sides, both the home and away sides. First pitch from Walker, fastball misses down and away. Walker already ready, back on the mound. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss. Blew the fastball right by McAuliffe. Count even up at 1 apiece now.
Seems like Walker has a massive amount of speed, but just needs to get control there.
2-1 from Walker. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, there it is. That fastball just blew right by McAuliffe.
Got McAuliffe to chase out of the zone. Count's going to move to 2-2. Walker looking for the strikeout here. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him out on strikes. Pretty much a center cut fastball there. Walker just beats him with the velo. And McAuliffe's running to first base. Can't imagine they're going to call him safe. Harris clearly dropped it on the transfer. The first base umpire is motioning on the transfer. So if McAuliffe can go back in his dugout, that would be nice. Keep the game moving. So there's 1 away here in the top of the 5th inning. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Jaden Camaro. First pitch from Walker. Fastball misses above the letters for ball 1. Now, I get what McAuliffe's trying to do there. That was going to be Scott out of play on the right side. He looked back, saw the baseball on the ground after swinging missing. So, you're going to think, hey, maybe I can sell this call, get down to first base.
Yeah.
Harris threw the ball to third base, as you do after a strikeout. Throw it around the infield, have a little fun. And, he decides to run to first base. But pretty much right away, the first base umpire was motioning that, yes, it was indeed on the transfer. Not really any debate there. It's pretty clear as Walker falls behind 2-1 to Camaro now. 2-1, misses up and away. 3-1 now.
Yeah, Walker's going to have to figure out a way to get back into this at-bat. He has the speed, but can he control it?
3-1 to Camaro. Swing and foul back to the screen. It's going to load up the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Camaro was 0 for 3 in Game 1. Struck out twice. He's already struck out in this game. So has not been his best day at the plate here and is in danger of striking out for the 4th time here in 6 plate appearances today. Here's full count pitch. That one's going to miss upstairs. Ball 4. Camaro's going to reach with 1 away here.
Yeah, and this is going to be something that you might want to be watching out for. Walker has already walked somebody. And if he can't get control of this fastball, they might want to have to switch him out soon.
It's going to bring up Levi Schroeder. Schroeder grounded out the second his last time up. First pitch, called strike on the outside corner.
That outside corner has been a really nice place for all the pitchers this game today.
I mean, if you're a pitcher and you're a catcher, just set up on the outside edges. That one pretty much in the same spot, but that one's going to get called a ball. Count's going to be even up at 1 apiece to Schroeder. Under Camaro, small lead off of first. Swing and a miss. Ugly swing there from Schroeder. Walker's going to get ahead 1-2 here. Walker gets the sign, checks the runner. Pretty much no lead from Camaro at first base. Here's the 1-2. Swing and ground, pulls out to second base. Meister fields, spin, throw to second base, and unable to be scooped up by Leyva. Camaro's going to get into second base. It's going to go as an error on Carson Meister. It's going to allow Schroeder to reach, and the Chargers are in business here. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, or top of the 5th.
Yeah, Meister, it's really hard to just go in with the amount of momentum he had to spin around and get it right to second. If I was him, I would probably just try to go for that first, get the 2 outs, and then there's no way they can get a sac fly to put somebody on the third.
First pitch to Pechik, a swing and a miss. And I agree with you, Dion. Situation like that, going like he went a very far way to his left, a good 25 feet. That's kind of one you want to see him just plant the feet, throw into first, get the out, and trust your pitcher to make one more out. 0-1's going to miss upstairs. Pechik struck out looking back in the third inning. That came against Hicks. Walker comes set, checks the runner. No lead from Camaro at second. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Pechik not even close to it.
Yeah, Walker, this speed has been something the Chargers have not been able to really get too much.
So the count 1-2. Walker gets the sign, comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and miss. He got him out on strikes. Walker gets his second strikeout of the inning. He's going to turn the lineup over and bring up Braxton Harston with 2 on and 2 out.
Yeah, at this point, Walker can just try to put something low to just send a ground out, and we could be to the bottom of this 5th inning.
We've already seen Harston ground out, led off the ballgame with a ground out to second base. First pitch to him is going to miss upstairs. Now, Harston 0 for 2 in the ballgame. As I said, ground out to second, first at bat, struck out back in the 4th. Has an opportunity to tie this game up here. Skies that one into shallow left field. In comes Nemechek charging hard, and it's going to get down out there. Easily into score comes Camaro, and that's going to tie this game up at 2.
Yeah, no, it seemed like Nemechek was running hard. It seemed like he thought it was going to go farther. But I think the wind was a major factor there. Caused the ball to not travel as far as it could, and it causes the ball to just fall shallow, giving an easy run.
First pitch to Bach is bunted, but it will go foul. Now, looking at the flags out there in right field, the wind is largely left to right, which would knock down any fly ball sent out to left field. But just it's not a great read by Nemechek out left. Kind of had a slow jump, and by the time he realized it, it was too late and ends up dropping in. 0-1 to Bach. Breaking ball misses outside. Count moves to 1-1. So Chargers tie it up here in the top of the 5th and still in business. 2 on, 2 out. Ethan Bach at the plate. The 1-1 misses well outside the zone. Harris able to slide over and snag that one. Count moves to 2-1. A little surprised to see the first baseman Davies playing in on the grass. Maybe expecting a bunt here. That one's going to be laced out into the right center field gap. That's going to get down for extra bases. It's going to go all the... No, it's going to be cut off by Hudick. But in the score is a Charger. Here comes another one. The throw is dropped by Davies. It's going to be a 2 RBI double for Ethan Bach.
Yeah, no, it seems like the Chargers are starting to see this fastball of Walker. I stated earlier that if they start getting on it, they may be able to get a good hit or so. But now the lead is gone from the Bulldogs.
So if you go back into this inning, it was an error by Carson Meister, which would have been 2 outs in the inning. Walker ended up striking out the next one as the first pitch to Roth is swung on and missed. So there's an outlift on the table there. It was a weak pop-up into left field that Nemechek didn't get a great read on. So some outs left up on the board for the Bulldogs here, and as a result, they now trail this one by 2 here in the top of the 5th. 0-1 is sent foul by Ethan Roth. Roth 1 for 2 in the game, had an RBI triple back in the 4th inning, and here with a runner on and 2 outs, looking to extend this Charger lead to 3. Walker gets a sign, comes set, checks on the runner, takes a deep breath. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses well, up and away, ball 1. Roth has found barrels all day, looking for another one here, trying to extend his guy's lead to 3. Chargers lead at 4-2. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses down and away. It's going to even things up at 2 balls, 2 strikes now to the Charger 3-hitter. If Roth were to reach, it would be really on deck. Here's the pitch from Walker to Roth. Fastball misses off the edge. Roth Thought about it for a second, holds up the swing, was the wise choice, as that one ended up missing a solid 6 inches off the plate as Harris had to slide over to corral that one. It's going to load up the count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Walker gets the sign, comes set, checks on the runner, takes a deep breath. Here's the pitch. Fastball just misses above the zone, unable to get the call there. Roth is going to draw the walk, and as a result, that's going to draw Josh Knorr out from the Bulldog dugout to have a conference on the mound. Not sure they're going to polling Walker here, maybe just to talk to calm him down. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, he's already given up a couple of runs this inning. And with that, he's also been giving a lot of balls. So they're probably just trying to tell him, hey, you're good. Just get the ball in. We have your fielders. Trust them. You guys can get out of this so we can mount more runs in the next half of this inning.
So Walker indeed is going to be on the mound here. He'll be facing Matt Reilly, who after a great Game 1 is 0 for 2 in Game 2 with a pair of strikeouts. However, Reilly has a chance to erase all of that with 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the 5th. Already his guys with a 2-run lead. First pitch to him, swinging a tap foul. Fouls it off himself at the plate. Walker ahead of Reilly, 0-1. I mean, if you look at this inning, it started out not terrible for the Bulldogs. It was a strikeout, then a walk, then an error at second base, then a strikeout. You had a chance to get out of it there, but then Harston got an RBI hit, and then Ethan Roth walked. Sorry, before that, Ethan Bach got a 2 RBI double, and then Roth walks, and that's where we stand now. However, really, behind the count, 0-2 to Walker, is Walker trying to limit the damage and escape trouble here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah. It's hard to think how this all started with an error for Meister, not going for the first baseman and just going for the second base, and it's going straight into the dirt.
0-2, swung out and missed. Scooped out of the dirt by Harris. Throwing to first is high, but not high enough to draw Davies off the bag. Walker gets a strikeout to limit the damage here in the 5th. However, the Chargers strike for 3. They lead this one 4-2. We've played 4.5 here at Nicolay Field. You're watching Club Baseball here on ACTV.
Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College. Before the achievements, before the celebrations, there's the work. Early mornings, late nights. Every challenge faced, every extra effort made.
Every victory starts with preparation.
We value leadership, resilience, and innovation. No victory without work. Because success isn't given, it's earned. Welcome to Adrian College.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field here on this brisk Saturday afternoon on the campus of Adrian College. We have Game 2, this doubleheader between the Hillsdale College Chargers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. Chargers struck for 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning. They now lead this one 4-2. So we're kind of seeing a repeat of what happened in Game 1.
Yeah, in that Game 1, the Bulldogs went down earlier in the innings, but when it came down to that 6th inning, later in, they started to mount a comeback. I feel like we might be able to see that from the Bulldogs today.
Well, they got a good shot of doing that here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's 2-3-4 due up. That's Jack Floric, Jesse Leyva, and Connor Davies. So it will still be Jonathan Evans on the mound. We saw a fastball breaking ball combo from him in his limited at-bats back in the 4th inning, but escaped trouble when he got Brock Hudick to roll over to second base to get him out of a jam the bottom half of the 4th. So 2-run deficit here for the Bulldogs. They look to at least cut this one in half. As remember, in NCBA baseball, anytime there's a doubleheader, it's only 7 innings per game instead of the typical 9 innings. So, although it's only the 5th inning, all of a sudden you're down to your last 9 outs. And your most valuable resource in a baseball game is your 27, or in this case, 21 outs.
Yeah, with us getting closer to the end of this game, the pressure is going to start to mount. Now, we saw in game 1, the Bulldogs didn't let the pressure get to them, but will they be able to repeat that is the real question here.
It's a beautiful thing about baseball. Tension builds throughout the whole game, and we got another good one brewing here. Bulldogs walked it off in game 1. I'm sure they don't want to get to that point again. They want to win this one comfortably. But 4-2 game here in the bottom of the 5th. Jesse Leyva sends a ground ball at the second baseman. Bach fields, throw on to first base, and he is retired. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So that's going to bring up the first baseman, Connor Davies.
Yeah, that's a really great way for the Chargers to start. Already got the out. That means they only need 2 more, and they can just really calm it down. It seems like the infielders are confident, able to get these routine plays.
Well, we do have a change at first base. Colin McAuliffe, who started this game on the mound, has moved over to first base and center field. Tough to tell who that is from this distance. It is a right-hander, so it is no longer Schroeder. So as soon as we figure out who that is, we'll let you know. And speak of the devil, it's sent out to center field, and he will put the squeeze on it. Davies is retired. That looks like number 22. And that would be someone who I don't currently have listed on my lineup card. That will be Seth Capalli, someone we have not seen, making his first appearance. As soon as he gets entered into the game, something's hit to him. 2 away in the inning, Isaac Jermu takes strike 1 on the inside corner.
Yeah, Jermu already got a hit earlier in this game, trying to get another one.
0-1. Very late on that inside fastball. It's going to go off the bricks. Got to imagine the ball's pretty scuffed up.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're head coach Josh Knorr, you're asking for a new baseball. Yep, the umpire's going to want to take a look at it. As if there's any sort of big scuff on that one, he's not going to let him use it. And I guess the baseball's fine. They're gonna let Evans still use it here as he's ahead 0-2 on Jermu. Evans comes set. Here's the 0-2 to Jermu. Breaking ball just misses below the knees. Evans wanted it. Kind of shook his head, grimaced a little bit. Really wanted that one.
Yeah, good eye by Jermu. He looked like he was about to swing, but last second went against it.
The 1-2 almost gets Jermu as he has to bend out of the way of that one. It's going to even up the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jermu already been on base twice in this one. Singled back in the second, reached on an error in the third. Looking to extend the 5th inning for the Bulldogs. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses way outside. It's going to load up the count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the Bulldog third baseman. If he were to reach, it'd be Corwin Allen waiting on deck. So back onto the mound goes Evans. He gets the sign. He comes set. Here's the payoff to Jermu. And just misses off the outside edge. Jermu going to take first base with 2 outs here. That's going to bring up Corwin Allen.
Yeah, no. We talked about it earlier in this game, but this strike zone is smaller, and it seems like Evans is having a rough time getting that ball in on these edges that he really wanted on it. And then Jermu also had a really good eye for the ball.
First pitch to Allen, diving, stop, Roth, throws over to first, but it's going to go wide. Allen's going to head over to second base. Jermu over to third. He'll stop there. Corwin Allen reaches on an error, and the Bulldogs in business now on the bottom of the 5th. Runners on second and third and 2 outs. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Will Nemechek.
Yeah, really good try by the third baseman, but trying to get the ball quick to first base just is not able to. A little offline, and it goes completely wild.
I mean, that ball was smoked off the bat of Allen. It was a great stop by Roth over at third base. Made a strong throw, but just pulls the first baseman off the bag as that one's going to be blooped into right field, giving chase, and he will make the grab out there as Harston. Bulldogs spark up a little 2-run rally, but nothing comes out of it. They strand 2 here in the 5th inning. It's no runs on 1 hit. We've played 5. Chargers lead the Bulldogs 4-2. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
You stand today, students, on the threshold of a magical time in your life.
A time of significant growth, introspection, self-awareness, challenge, and opportunity. A time that you will always look back on as special years. Never experienced before you arrived today and never replicated after you graduate.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Ready to get started here in the top of the sixth. New pitcher for the Bulldogs is number 23, Michael Hale. Dion, you want to tell us about him?
Yeah, Michael Hale is coming in with a 1.41 whip with a 3 ERA. So with 27 innings pitched, he looks pretty good. He's been getting warm. It is cold out here, so he wants to be warm, ready to get out there and get some good pitches. He also has 15 strikeouts for him, so maybe he's going to try to get some more today.
Well, he gets a good matchup to start out with. It's going to be Jonathan Evans, former center fielder, now pitcher for the Chargers. He's going to take ball one low. Hale goes into the windup. Here's the 1-0. And called strike. Great pitch by Hale there. It was a fastball in the outside corner, well presented by Harris. Great location from Hale. Count even at 1 apiece. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got Evans to chase that one down in the dirt. He's going to be ahead 1-2 now. Hale quickly again into the windup. Turns, kicks, fires the 1-2. Swing is going to foul that one off himself.
Probably doesn't feel good with how cold it is out there.
You know, actually, I mean, you're not seeing any sort of reaction there from Evans. Looks like, yeah, he just pointed to the inside of his foot there. There's a lot of padding on cleats. Probably got him on the part that's like pure plastic down there. So, bit of a lucky break there for Evans. 1-2 from Hale. And rev up the chainsaw. Strike 3 called. Fastball in the outside corner. Evans goes down looking. Hale strikes out the first batter he faces. There is one away here in the top of the sixth.
Yeah, I pointed out those strikeouts that Hale had. Those weren't flukes. This guy is getting good.
That's going to bring up the current first baseman. We've had a lot of defensive changes. It's Colin McAuliffe. He's going to take ball one off the outside edge. 1-0 from Hale. Swing and a miss. Well located fastball down in the zone. Gets McAuliffe lunging at it. And that's going to be strike one. Count now 1-1. That one just misses off the plate. Looks pretty good from here. Count's going to move to 2-1. Hale working very quickly so far in his outing today.
Yeah, he's trying to get a good routine momentum going for him.
As the 2-1's going to be fouled off.
Yeah, like I was saying, he's trying to get a good routine going, trying to make sure he's constantly moving, constantly keeping his momentum going. He wants to make sure the Chargers don't have a chance to really figure him out.
So Hale looking for another strikeout here. The count is 2-2, steps onto the rubber. Goes in the motion, turns, kicks, fires, the 2-2. And just misses downstairs. McAuliffe, I'm sure Hale wanted it. I'm sure Harris wanted it. Everyone wearing gold and black, I'm sure wanted it. Gets ruled the ball. Count moves to full. Here's the pitch. Swinging a soft tapper over to Meister at second base. He'll make the grab. 2 up, 2 down to start the 6th inning for Hale.
Hale so far has made a great inning. First with the strikeout, now with the shallow infield pop-out. This is going to be good for him.
That is going to bring up the shortstop, Jaden Camaro. He's 0 for 1 on the day with a walk. First pitch, check swing. They're going to peel it. And they're going to say he didn't go. Count's going to be 1-0 to Camaro.
If I'm correct, I think that was the first appeal for this series.
Yeah, a little surprised. We've had a lot of close calls, and these umpires have kind of just, I guess, refused to give up their ego for a play. Don't want to rely on somebody else. They're making the call themselves as the second pitch to Camaro is going to miss off the plate. Hale behind 2-0 to Camaro. 2-0, swung out and fouled right back to the screen. 2-1 now. Camaro is yet to get a hit in the series, however, did walk back in the fifth. Later came around and scored on the RBI single from Braxton Harston. 2-1 is a called strike. Now even at 2 apiece. Hale looking for his second strikeout of the inning. Turns, kicks, fires. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed. He got him out on strikes. Went with the fastball on the outer edge. It's 3 up, 3 down for Michael Hale in the 6th inning. Chargers still lead this one, 4-2. We've played 5.5 here at Nicolay Field. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
10 years ago, Adrian College Television set out on a mission to bring the excitement, the passion, and the unforgettable moments of Bulldog athletics to fans everywhere. From the field to the court, from nail-biting finishes to championship victories, ACTV has been there to capture it all.
Yeah, Jordan Spear. Happy birthday, buddy. I'm sure.
This year, we celebrate a decade of dedication, 10 years of innovation, teamwork, and delivering the energy of Adrian College straight to your screen. Here's to the next chapter of ACTV, because at Adrian College, the story is just beginning.
Welcome back to Nicolay Field for Game 2 of this doubleheader between the Hillsdale College Chargers and the Adrian College Bulldogs. We've played 5.5 so far in this one. Chargers currently lead it 4-2, but the Bulldogs had a late rally in the 6th inning last game, looking to repeat that here. It's going to be 8-9-1 due up for the Bulldogs, and those hitters are Damon Harris, Carson Meister, and Brock Hudick. Jonathan Evans back out for another inning of work. He's been solid so far. Pitched out of trouble in the 4th inning and the 5th inning. So the Bulldogs have proven they can put runners on, just unable to cash them in so far.
Yeah. And with Harris coming back up, he already has an RBI single earlier from today. Maybe he can get another one here, especially with this 6th inning. Last game, you stated earlier, the Bulldogs were able to mount a comeback in the 6th inning, so maybe Harris is looking to try to start that.
And Harris is a guy who's certainly capable of starting rallies. We've seen it multiple times this season. And, this year he's really stepped up and been that primary catcher for the Bulldogs. So he's really got a chance to prove that today. He's batting down in the 8-hole. But that doesn't matter in a spot like this, leading off an inning in a critical situation. We'll see what Harris can do here. Evans gets a sign, comes set, first pitch to Harris. Swing and a miss, center cut fastball. Harris was late on it. And he is behind 0-1 here to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's been a minute since Harris last saw Evans, trying to get a good handle on these pitches again.
0-1 misses well upstairs, count even up at 1 apiece. If you're just tuning in, it's the Bulldogs who struck first in the 2nd inning. They scored a run on a Carson Meister RBI single, as that one's going to be sent out to second base. Bach bobbles it, still has time, throws over to McAuliffe at first, and Harris is retired to lead off the 6th inning. That was just a fastball there from Evans on the outer edge, and Harris kind of just reached out for it. Hit it a little bit off the end of the bat, not hit hard at all. Bach surprisingly had a bit of trouble with it, but with a catcher running, typically you're going to have time there from second base. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Carson Meister. Of course, had that RBI single back in the 1st inning. First pitch to him, misses well inside. I'll say Bulldogs struck first in the 2nd inning, and then the Chargers scored top of the 4th. Bulldogs got that run right back off a David Harris RBI single. Then it was a 3 spot in the top of the 5th for the Chargers that mainly came on an RBI single from Braxton Harston and a 2 RBI double from Ethan Bach. So that is where we are now. It is 4-2 Chargers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 to Meister. Popped up into the air. Bach, second baseman over. He'll make the grab quickly. 2 up, 2 down here in the Bulldog half of the 6th inning. as that's going to flip the lineup over. It's going to bring up Brock Hudick. So far today, Hudick 0 for 2 with a flyout and a groundout.
Yeah, Ethan Bach did really well. So far, this inning has been doing great defensively. Already had the bobble, but was able to pick up to get the first out, and then able to camp under that shallow pop to get the second.
First pitch to Hudick. Missed way down in the zone. Hudick looking to get on, use his wheels, try to cut this deficit in half for the Bulldogs. 1-0 to him. Swinging a tap foul on the first base line. That one's going to go off the bricks here at Nicolay Field. Back into play here. Sure, first base coach Dave Davies doesn't want that baseball going back into play. Might have a little scuff on it off the bricks, because if you're unfamiliar, if there is a scuff on the baseball and a pitcher goes to pitch it, that's typically where you're going to see a ton of movement from the baseball, as the way the wind is able to work off the ball. I'm not a scientist, Dion, but anytime there's a scuff on a baseball, umpires are quick to get it out of play for the game.
Yeah, it causes that ball to move irregularly.
That was going to be lined into center field. And over to make the grab is the center fielder. Bulldogs go down 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the sixth. Chargers lead this one 4-2. We've played sixth. We'll head to the top of the seventh. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself. Adrian College is a pinpoint like no other. With our 77 undergraduate degrees, 47 majors, and 21 broad fields of study, Adrian has a one-of-a-kind, hands-on learning experience for everyone. Do you want to visit the campus of Adrian College in person? Visit adrian.edu/campus-visit. Again, that's adrian.edu/campus-visit. Come take in the beautiful facilities at Adrian College for yourself.
It was a rehab outing. He's been doing this all day. We're just going like a pitcher every 2-3 innings. Like Colton went 9 up, 9 down. Welcome back to Nicolay Field. Top of the seventh being ready to get played here. It's going to be a new pitcher for the Bulldogs. It will be Tyler Hall.
Yeah, we have Tyler Hall here with a 54 ERA and a 9 whip, but that is with 0.2 innings pitch. Most likely an inning, maybe 1 or 2 pitches that didn't go too well, but now they're trying to make sure Tyler can get some more chances here. You stated how this is a non-conference game, so you would probably want Tyler to be doing well, getting some more pitches to work himself back in, so once conference comes right back around, they're able to fight well.
It's like we have a defensive change at catcher for the Bulldogs, similar to what we saw last game. Damon Harris is out, Adam Lashaway is in. So going back to Tyler Hall, obviously only pitched 1 game. That game was against Jackson College. I was a part of that game. I ended up catching Tyler that game. And, this wasn't Jackson College club baseball. This was the actual Jackson College baseball team they've been a very good program for many years. So really just a tough matchup for Hall.
Yeah.
It was a cold, rainy day. I remember it. Nothing was going well for us that game. And unfortunately, Tyler was tasked with pitching an inning in that one. And, well, the numbers show it did not go well.
Yeah, you pointed out it was cold, rainy, and it is cold today. So that may be another thing that might interfere with Tyler's game today, but hopefully it doesn't. You stated how the game was against not the club of Jackson College, but the regular Jackson College team. So hopefully Tyler can forget about that game, know what his other teammates have done with their pitches. They've probably given him a lot of information. He probably knows a lot about these batters, and him and the catcher probably they're already talking at the mound, trying to figure out what's the best way to start this inning, because if they can make sure they can minimize the amount of runs or try to fully stop them, the Bulldogs have a nice chance to make a good comeback in the bottom half.
Now, if they're going to make that comeback, it is absolutely crucial to hold these Chargers to no runs here, and they got a good shot at doing it. It's 8-9-1, do it for the Chargers. First pitch to Levi Schroeder is a 57-foot spiked fastball by Hall for ball one.
Yeah, it's going to happen. First pitch back in a minute, but he's going to be able to start getting some more pitches out and be able to get it in quicker to the box, and as you see already.
A 1-0 dotted fastball down and away, called strike one. Count even at one apiece now. Levi Schroeder, 0 for 2 on the day, did reach on an error by Carson Meister back in the 5th inning, which later led to a run being scored. So he definitely put the ball in play, but the defense earned it, and they didn't in that instance. He reached base, but here, 1-2. Swung out and missed. Blew the fastball by him. Simply blew the doors off of Levi Schroeder. Hall faces one batter and strikes him out. Quickly, one away here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, no, if the numbers on my paper could move, they would be, especially after that strikeout from Hall.
It's going to bring up Joe Pescick. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Pair of strikeouts, one looking and one swinging. First pitch to him. Called strike at the knees. It was the fastball once again from Hall. Hall comes set. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a pop-up, sent down the right field line, but that one's going to get out of play. Into the parking lot it goes, hopefully avoiding anyone's car out there.
Especially mine.
It's right away. Pescick down 0-2 to Hall. Hall looking for another strikeout here, trying to build momentum for his guys. Here's the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball sent out to Meister at second base. He makes the play, throws over to Davies at first. And Pescick is retired. 2 up, 2 down to start off the top of the 7th inning. He's going to turn the lineup over. Braxton Harston up now for the Chargers. Coming in, this plate appearance is 1 for 3 on the day with a ground out strikeout and RBI single. Also has a run scored in this one. So he has certainly been a offensive factor so far for the Chargers today. First pitch to him. This is just down. Looks like the catcher Lashway might have gotten a little beat on that pitch. Didn't really stick that one the way you would typically want to. Hall fall behinds. 1-0. 1-0 misses down low in the dirt. Count at 2-0 to Harston. It's crucial that you retire Harston here, at least make him earn it here, as really the big bashers in this Charger lineup are in the 2, 3, 4 spots. So with 2 outs here, you certainly want to avoid the walk here, but it's not looking great as Hall's going to fall behind 3-0 to Harston.
Yeah, no, if I'm Harston, if I see anything that looks solidly okay, I'm swinging. I got insurance here in this at-bat.
3-0 center cut fastball taken for a strike. Count's going to move to 3-1.
Yeah, Harston's got to swing there, but Hall trying to fight his way back. We've already seen him with the other 2 at-bats doing really well.
3-1 called strike fastball at the knees to Harston. Hall quickly gets back into this count. He's going to load up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hall looking to get the sign. Shakes. Gets the one he wants. He comes set. Takes a deep breath. Here's the payoff. And just misses down low. Hall wanted that one. Already took a step towards his dugout. Instead, it's going to be a 2-out walk for Braxton Harston.
Yeah, unfortunate from Hall, but he has another batter here. He just needs to focus on trying to get him out.
It's going to bring up Ethan Bach, who all day today has been a thorn in the side of the Bulldogs as he's looking to extend this lead here. Ball in the dirt, good. Stop by Lashaway. Harston took a couple steps off the bag, thought better of it, retreated back to first base. It's a great job by Lashaway to keep the runner on first. Hall looking in, checks on the runner. Not much of a lead by Harston. Here's the pitch. Called. Strike. Fastball outside corner. Good pitch by Hall there. It's going to even things up at 1 ball, 1 strike. Now on the day, for game 2 at least, Bach is 2 for 3. Has a run scored and 2 RBI so far. So that was going to be grounded right side. Meister diving, stop to from his knees, throw to first. And they got him. Carson Meister flashing the leather there. Is a good swing by Bach. But Meister makes the play to potentially save the Bulldogs from allowing a rally to happen. They trail 4-2. We've played 6.5. Bulldogs looking to walk off a second straight game. They trail 4-2. You're watching Club Baseball here on Adrian College TV.
Adrian College is shaping the future of higher education and leading the way in innovation and excellence. Ranked first in most innovative schools and second in best value in undergraduate teaching in the Midwest by U.S. News and World Report, Adrian College is recognized for its commitment to innovation, quality education, and affordability. Offering 71 undergraduate programs, 13 graduate programs, and a 1-to-15 faculty-to-student ratio, our students receive personalized attention and a cutting-edge education. With state-of-the-art facilities, 10 academic institutes, and 50 competitive sports teams, Adrian fosters growth both inside and outside the classroom. From small class sizes to championship-level athletics, we provide the tools and experiences you need to succeed. Join a community that prioritizes your success. Start your journey with us, where your potential is realized. Discover Adrian College.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 7th inning being ready to get played here at Nicolay Field on the campus of Adrian College. Bulldogs currently trail this one 4-2 as they are looking to walk off their second straight game here in Game 2 of the doubleheader between Hillsdale College and Adrian College. Jonathan Evans back on the mound for his 4th inning of work in this one. He's been great in this one so far, only allowed 1 run. That came in the bottom of the 4th inning, and since then has thrown a pair of scoreless innings, looking for a 3rd one here. Warm-up throw goes down to second base, which means we are getting ready to play some more baseball here. 2-3-4, due up for the Bulldogs. It's Jack Florig, Jesse Leva, and Connor Davies. Due up for the Bulldogs here, getting with Jack Florig. Florig, 1 for 2 so far in this one. Singled back in the 1st and flew out back in the 3rd. First pitch to him, swung on and missed. Got him to chase there. Count is 0-1. Now, Bulldogs' tying run is in the on-deck circle, but you absolutely need base runners early on in this inning. Pitch to Florig, line drive into left center. That's going to get the job done. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Center fielder's over to cut it off. Florig holds at first base. It's a good start to the home half of the 7th for the Bulldogs. They get a leadoff hit, courtesy of Jack Florig.
Yeah, definitely. We saw this in the first game. Once one person got it, the momentum started to mount. The Bulldogs didn't let the pressure get to them. Hopefully, with that hit from Jack Florig, Jesse Leva can start bringing these runs in.
Jesse Leva on the day is 0 for 3 with a pair of groundouts and a lineout. First pitch to him, breaking ball misses down in the dirt. Good scoop by the catcher, really. Florig holds up at first base. Wouldn't be surprised to see him in motion, trying to stay out of a potential double play here. There's not much speed in the batter's box in Leva. The 1-0 from Evans. Fastball way down low in the dirt. Taken for ball 2. Leva dances out of the way of that one.
Yeah, that's the second one so far at this at-bat. This is going to give something for Leva to look out for, but especially for Evans to make sure he's not going so inside.
Evans gets the sign, comes set, checks on Florig at first. Here's the 2-0. Swinging a weak fly ball sent out to right field. Under is the right fielder. He'll put the squeeze on it. And Leva is retired. This is going to be the first out of the inning here in the 7th. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Connor Davies. Davies so far today, 0 for 2. Does have a walk, though. He's had a pop-up, a pair of pop-outs to the infield, actually. So looking to change that here in the 7th inning. This one's going to be popped up. Shallow left center. This one may be trouble. Going out is the shortstop, Camaro. Actually, Florig back to first base. Almost gets picked off. But he'll make it back there. Is off the bat, that kind of looked like trouble. The shortstop, Camaro, just didn't have a good read on it. But he was able to get there in plenty of time, put the squeeze on it, and almost caught Florig getting a little too far off the bag.
Yeah.
And now the Bulldogs down to the last out. It's Isaac Jermu.
Yeah, Florig's most likely going to get aggressive here. It's 2 outs. They need a run here.
First pitch to Jermu. Fastball misses inside. Jermu the tying run. Florig's run essentially, I don't want to say useless because, they have to score him eventually, but you're not going to take any unnecessary risks here. The 1-0 to Jermu. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Jermu got a fastball he liked, took a good pass at it, was on it. just missed it ever so slightly. So the count's going to move to 1-1.
You've seen some good things from Jermu earlier in the game today. Hopefully he can get another hit to lead the Bulldogs into trying to get a winning run onto the batting box.
1-1, fouled away down the right field line. Bulldogs now down to their final strike. All lays in the hands of Isaac Jermu. If he were to reach, it would be Corwin Allen on deck. But Jermu he's been on base all 3 times. He's got a single, reached on an error, and a walk. So this is the guy you want up right now. Count is 1-2. Evans going to step off. Back on the rubber now. We're ready to go. Shakes once. Gets the sign he wants. Comes set. Checks on Flooring at first. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Largely kept in front by Reilly. Flooring not wanting to take the risk is going to stay put at first base. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jermu. As Jermu is looking to pass the baton to his fellow Bulldog and Corwin Allen behind him. Here comes Evans. Comes set. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a fly ball sent down the right field line. This one's slicing, and it's going to get out of play. Jermu able to fight off that fastball. Would have been a called strike 3. He got beat on it, but able to get enough of it to send that one over the first base line fence. Count still even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jermu representing the tying run here in the bottom of the 7th inning of Game 2 of this doubleheader. Flooring the runner on first. Evans gets the sign, comes set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball top of the zone. They're going to peel it down to second base. And they're going to say he didn't go. Bulldogs potentially catch a break there as that's going to load up the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Isaac Jermu. Flooring will be off with the pitch. Here's the 3-2 to Jermu. And tough to see what the call was. And they're going to call him out? They call him out. I don't know if it was on the swing or the pitch. If it was the pitch, that's egregious. But I'm assuming it was on the swing.
Yeah, but I didn't see any appeal there. It seems like the home plate umpire was the one to make the call for himself.
So that's going to do it here. Bulldogs drop Game 2 of the doubleheader 4-2. It was headlined by Ethan Bach of the Chargers. He had a good day going 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored, accounting for 3 of the 4 Charger runs in this one. The Bulldog comeback attempt comes just short as the perfect outing from Colton Hicks gets spoiled. And the Bulldogs are going to walk away from Nicolay Field today going 1-1. So that's going to do it from us here today at ACTV. I have been Remington Gilniak alongside Dion Clark. Bulldogs back in action next weekend. Be sure to check that out. But that's all we have for today. Again, I've been Remington Gilniak alongside Dion Clark. Take care, everyone.